WHPR Detroit HD2.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones and this is the Talk Beat Jones, and I am Billy E. Jones, and hello, do I have a caller?
Hello?
There we go, there we go.
Hey, good morning. This is Michelle Wilson.
All right, well, Michelle, we're going to bring you down just a little bit because you're so energetic, so hyper, so just into your love for the family and everyone. So let's do it the way I was trying to get everything going, and I hit the wrong buttons. That was me, Flip.
Oh, okay.
And so let's do it the way we do, and we're going to start off with, this is the Talk Beat Jones, and I am Billy E. Jones, and
Michelle Wilson.
Michelle Bolton, and we are live out of Detroit, Michigan, and we're at the studios of WHPR TV 33, WHPS, giving it to you around the world live. And Miss Michelle Bolton, if you haven't seen her, she is a Detroit native. Tell us quickly about you, Miss Michelle Bolton, so that people will know who we're talking to real quickly. Again, for those who are new watching the Talk Beat Jones this morning, because we're going to turn it to you to get going.
Yes, I am Michelle Bolton, a native Detroiter, an educator for the public schools, a mother, and a grandmother.
But you're a young grandmother.
No, I'm not young. I'm the right age.
You're at the right age.
A young grandmother would be 30, 40. I'm way beyond that.
Okay. We'll take that. You're an active grandmother.
Yes, trying to stay in shape and stay healthy.
Okay.
Thing is to be healthy.
Tell me something now. We're in the process of asking folks the trial. Now, before we go to trial, I want to dedicate this program to my mother, my late mother. Oh. I want to dedicate the program to Evelyn, my late Evelyn. I want to dedicate this program to Miss Jeffries, wonderful Miss Jeffries, and to all the mothers, the fathers, the sons, the daughters, and the others, as you put the X in your categories, to say we love you and hope that you have a wonderful, great, great Thanksgiving and the afterwards. Now, Michelle, back to you.
Yes, I also want to tell the family happy Thanksgiving, even though this is Wednesday, it's the day before. Be safe. And your Lions, they're not going to win tomorrow.
The who?
The Lions.
The Lions?
Yeah.
You mean like the Detroit Lions?
The Detroit Lions. Every year we get happy. We support them and watch them. So I'm hoping they'll win tomorrow. I hope they still lose in something.
You know, real quickly, what you said about the Lions, I was thinking about them real quickly, is that we noticed that the head coach, Dan Campbell, is going through the process where now he is calling the offense, the plays. Folks did not realize, don't know potentially, that the person who was calling the plays was the former a wonderful head coach for the San Diego Chargers, or Los Angeles Chargers then, now, Mr. Lynn, black guy. So I'm wondering, yeah, so he's the offensive coordinator. So I'm wondering how did they do that, and why did Dan Campbell feel that he could do it greater than Mr. Lynn? Except he said he wanted to have more of a direct contact with his quarterback, which is reasonable. Yeah. Except you're not an offensive mind, but he's been doing okay. He's doing okay. Now, Detroit Lions, you feel that they're going to win this time?
I'm going to be hopeful.
Okay, well, let's give the Lions a handshake, hand clap, and say, Flippers, give him a hand clap too, because you don't have to win all the time to have fans.
That's right, and I feel the same way about Michigan and Ohio State.
Okay, now going into, we're seeing that everyone is trying to travel. People are going crazy traveling and wanting to get back into the arms of their loved ones and see folks they haven't seen and do things that be adventurous, etc. So what type of effect do you think that's going to have the after effects of Thanksgiving? Do you have a thought about that?
Well, I'm hoping that all is well. We are in Michigan already at the highest point of an infection rate in the entire country.
That's true, and it's growing, and they're saying now that the beds are, I guess they're going to have to go back like they did before, put facilities outside and everywhere else they can find them. I mean, it's a thing that we are looking at this COVID, and people are saying, well, we're glad to get back to our old normal self, traveling, going to events, et cetera. What effect do you think this may have on us later on, Michelle Broughton?
We might take a longer time to get out of COVID. That's what the CDC says. If you're not
are you on a speakerphone?
No.
Okay, come off your speakerphone. Let's see if we can hear you better off the speakerphone.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Oh, much better, much better. See, the other sound like you were underwater a little bit.
Okay, so it might get worse.
No, it's better now. Okay.
No, not the phone.
Oh, you're moving around? Okay, because your phone we're having issues with the phone a little bit, so we got to get you in a good spot and stay there.
Is this better?
Okay, try it now.
Is this better?
Okay, but skipping around here a little bit, the trials of the young boy that murdered those two folk. And if you notice, I don't throw names and this and cetera. I let folks who know put the names together, and those who don't really know, they weren't interested more than likely. But what do you see coming out of that trial, or did you watch the trial, or do you know much about that young boy that got off of killing those two men?
Well, I watched the trial, and it's a lot of political things going into it. So the NRA, National Rifle Association, powerful.
Yes.
That's a prime example.
Mm-hmm.
And so coming forward, we got to be careful because that set a precedent, right? Precedent. And so now everybody can say, well, I didn't murder him or her. It's self-defense. I'm scared for my life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And get off.
Yes.
If you are another situation, it's a dangerous situation. It's just
Well, we're also looking at the folks that was with the other folks. They're looking at making this young guy a star. You're looking at some of the agents that are agents in entertainment, etc. They're looking at this young guy as a potential star. The activist group are looking at making this young guy a star. Some of the political groups are looking at potentially making this young kid a star. What happened? Let's go back. I can remember growing up, and we all go back to when we was growing up as such, when we knew that when you travel to the South in the United States of America, when you travel to the South, you knew that you had to be on a certain guard. You knew that the folks out there was more pronounced in terms of their activities in terms of race. But when you got more into the northern part of the country, we thought, at least the folks that I was brought up with, that they kind of chilled a little bit. They didn't show you their racist attitudes as much. They were more kept into their pocket and tried to be hidden. But at this point in our country, it seems that everyone is a soldier for letting folks know exactly where they are, letting folks know even if their beliefs are very counter to what we say in society you should present in public, it don't matter. If I don't like you, I'm going to get in your face, is where we are in America. We also look at the fact that if I have, everybody is able to say, here's who I am, here's where I'm going. And what I'm trying to say, folks, is that what's right to us folks that say this is the way things should be done and it's universally per se accepted, no longer is that. This man that ran over those folks in that parade, that was so dastardly to see a person just driving over folks deliberately. And then you see him going to someone's home wanting to get in. And because the person that he knocked on the door had been talked and had been going through religious conversations with his folks about helping homeless folks, he let him in. He let him in. After this man has run over all of these folks. And he didn't seem to be distraught. He didn't seem to have any mental issues or any of that. Where are we going in our mental state of life, valuing life? I have the question from family folks. We know that folks are not wanting to take the injections, want to get the shots in the arms. None. So my question here is, as I go through places and I see folks, what about the folk who are left behind? The wife that have had a husband for 15, 20, 30 years and their life was set. Things was wonderful. He's gone. The husband, same difference with his wife. They've done everything, dedicated themselves to life, to death do them part, but not COVID, not expecting COVID. What about the young folk who just got married and ready to live that special life with love? Mentally, where are they? We have folks that are walking around now that was in love. All they knew was that person. Now, where are they? What can they do in terms of their love of their life is gone? And all they knew and all they wanted was love. And all they had was love because that person gave them what they needed. Family, let us consider the folks who are in love, that they have lost their loved one to COVID. But do their friends who say, oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. But guess what? I still don't want to take the injections. What can we say? What can we do? With this pandemic getting greater, crazier, we still have folks. We still have our wonderful, beautiful, bright, sharp-minded folks who say, I do not want to take the injections. I do not want to get my shot in the arms. What do you say to folks like that, Michelle?
Well, you can't, I'm not going to argue with them. I can present what you present, but I also question the CDC and those people who are smarter than me, that if you can remember in the beginning, they said if they got at least 20% to being vaccinated, we would have this herd immunity. Now, the scientists nor the CDC don't see that conversation. But that's what they put out. And so now, that's why you have, from what I can tell, confusion, because too many mixed messages were put out. Instead of just one message, everybody needs to be vaccinated to get rid of the COVID, if that's possible, because now you have variants, and to be safe. But in the beginning, they said if we only have 70%, there's a herd immunity. And so it's also a little confusing when people are vaccinated fully and still get sick from COVID because of this breakthrough.
You know, I
so
think
it's really hard, and it's also hard if a person is negative, is not vaccinated, how do they infect somebody else? So it's too much. It's too much. Misinformation and mixed information.
You know, when they start talking, when people start talking about herd immunity, you know, herd immunity, they will tell you that in order for a herd to make the progress, they have to go through the phase where those that are weak, they feel will be taken down by predators. Those that get sick will just die out, and so the herd will get stronger. So the process is that who is the predator that's preying on our weak? They've set up this disease. I mean, not they set it up, but this COVID is now the disease. Yeah, the COVID is now taking away our other folks who have problems, physical problems. And so now we're saying that in America, we're going to use the herd immunity to cull, C-U-L-L-E-D, which is what it is, culling the herd. In order to get herd immunity means that you have to let those that are weak be killed by those that are stronger, per se, or situations that are stronger, and those that have those type of illnesses to go ahead and expire quicker with this particular disease, COVID, and therefore you're going to have a stronger population of people who have the immunity or able to deal with COVID. That's where the saying comes in, only the strong will survive. But that's not where we were in our healthcare system and thinking about living in life in America.
No.
That's not where we were. That's not what we were thinking about. Well, just let everything come along and kill off everybody else that's not strong enough to deal with it. Help me, somebody.
It's called control. That is capitalism.
It's called what?
Control.
Control.
Capitalism.
Okay. I think you say, when you say capitalism, folks are looking at all the pricing of everything is basically going up. COVID has been a situation where it allowed the industry to say, because of this, because of that, we're going to have to raise our prices.
Right.
And we're seeing prices raised everywhere on everything. And it's going to continue. It's going to continue. So what are we going to do about those who say, well, I got a raise? Yeah, you got a raise, but guess who else got a raise? The people who are selling the products. And you mentioned one time about, speaking of selling products, you mentioned about how folks were being scammed. Can you talk about that, please? On the products and the cards.
If you're shopping on the online, internet, and the company, so people watch your behavior. And so if you online honestly go to one of those big stores, I won't call it names, then magically you'll get a mysterious email. You'll think it's from the company, right? But it's not.
Okay.
Because you have to pay attention. And they'll say, oh, you got a free gift card, or you'll get a free bonus, blah, blah, blah. You click on it, and then the dark web has all your information. And then they have your credit card that you used to buy the product before, previously. And the next thing you know, your money is being taken out of your account, and it wasn't you.
So when
they're calling on your phone and you click on it, it's terrible.
So what is the danger when we're seeing all of these, quote, new companies or new advertisements of some products and stuff, and they say, well, you just, you see it, you want it, give us your credit card information, and we'll send it out to you. You had people, places, businesses that you've never heard of before, and yet you've given them your credit card and your security code.
Right.
So
that's a hard fight, because the bankers say, well, you allowed it to happen. You did, but you were tricked into it. So it's now upon the consumer to really pay attention to what they're doing online internet.
Because the process is that once they get your credit card numbers, because you're giving them your whole credit card numbers,
right,
and that's three digits on the back, they get that. Well, they can call in anywhere else they want to, and well, here's my credit card number, and here's the 3-digit code.
That's right.
You know, those are the worries that we're having, or we should think about, as we're going credit card crazy to order products online. Right. They've shown you that all of these folks that are able to duplicate even programs that are from the government, they're able to show you that they are from the government and get your information. And seniors, what type of conversation would you have for the seniors at this point that are receiving all of these scam calls, but they don't know they're scams?
Right. They don't know. And it's very hard, because the scam that went on earlier, they were calling the seniors and saying, oh, you're getting charge folks can give them $50 to get the college, and we just need the credit card number. And because some families on a daily basis don't work with their family, they are tricked into thinking they have to hurry up and help the grandson. You know, and it's not the grandson. They're home safe.
Okay.
But they put you in panic mode.
Okay. Last little question about that. What should we do if we have a grandparent or a parent that is a person that when a person calls and asks them information, they're so happy and so willing to give them information that they're willing to give them bank information, whatever information that they ask, they're willing to comply. I've been told about family members who've had folks that they've had to go to the bank and put in special measures because their folk continue to give out the information to those persons who are fishing for their personal information. But because of their age or because of their mental condition, they do not have the ability to discern not to do that. They are just discern, I'm sorry. They don't have the information in their mind to stop doing that. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right. So that's how we have to protect our seniors. And you're right. It's most imperative that we go to the banking establishment and put a second security on the account that the senior doesn't have when those people call. Because it's so hard to get the money back to steal it from it.
Okay. We're going to get ready to go to a commercial break shortly, but I'm not going to put you on hold. Just make sure that you put your phone on mute until we come back.
Okay.
But because I'm not going to try to put you on hold, I want the phone to stay like it is. But again, family, this is the Talk Beat Jones, and again, I'm Billy Jones and
Michelle Brooklyn.
And this is the Talk Beat Jones. Again, she is away, but we hope to have her back in studio at some point soon. But again, family, love to you, blessings to you on this holiday that's coming up. Remember, you can watch the Talk Beat Jones. You can participate with the Talk Beat Jones every Wednesday from 10 to 11 and a.m. And on Sundays from 8 to 9, we have the repeat broadcast on WHPR TV 33, WHPS. You stay there, and we're going to come back with more of the Talk Beat Jones.
The environment is so friendly. Always feel like home.
We have so much support from the staff. You meet people who are like you.
I always had a passion to help others, so this is the perfect place for me.
You're not afraid to reach out. Flora Kiwang, Cameroon.
Maklit Shonga, Ethiopia.
Javed Khan, Bangladesh.
Dennis Carrick, Bosnia and Herzegovina.
They give you what you need for the future.
Justice for Mario Willis. Truth. Facts. Evidence. Matter. Log into justiceformariowillis.com. Read for yourself.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
Happy Thanksgiving from all of us in the Watkins Broadcasting family.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones, and This is the Talk Beat Jones. I am Billy E. Jones and
Michelle Broughton on Talk Beat Jones.
Talk Beat Jones. And again, family, is there anything that you thought of that you wanted to bring to the family today per se, Miss Michelle Broughton?
Yes, I want all of the great cooks in our family to share their recipes with us.
Recipes?
Yes.
Wait, no. No, we don't have, we don't want the people calling in trying to give me recipes. No,
not you.
No.
I said share them with their family.
Oh, I thought
passing it down like a family heirloom.
Oh, I thought you was talking about pass it to me, and I was going to tell you, Michelle.
No,
if you if you gave me a couple of eggs and threw the water on them, and I would say, well, how do you boil it?
Oh, God.
That's why I said, oh no, don't tell me recipes.
No.
Okay. Going back real quick, I had a question real quick, and then I'm going to move on. But Bloomfield Hill Schools and that situation there with the walkout, etc. One thing that kept running through my head, and I just can't really get it right. On the incidents that they say that was found somewhere at the schools, I questioned it. I said, no, they said it happened twice, and both times it was the same person that found it.
Mm.
Now, does that sound different to you?
It sounds different.
Huh?
I said it sounds different.
I mean, out of everything, everywhere, and all of the students, thousands of students there, I'm sure it's a big school, the same racial situation, not I'm saying the same racial situation, but the situation that was reported or found was found by the same person twice.
And what did they do to that person? If you don't expect it to when it happened, then the perpetrator, the children, if it was a child, thinks it's okay. And whether he meant it, whether it was a prank, it has to be taken seriously and dealt with.
Yes.
Because after that first person, then you can create a culture of copycat.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then the situation is toxic.
Mm-hmm.
So best practice is to always address it, because you don't know what's being taught in the home. Situation.
And we don't know if that person was targeted.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you. Help me, because I know that you are, you're with the students and the teachers, and, you guys go through all types of scenarios and such. And it just went to my mind and said, well, and then it reminded me of a person at a job that found a noose, and they wondered about it, and then later on he found another noose, and it was the same person. So a person can be targeted to be made sure they see this information.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think about the steps that Bloomfield School District took in terms of that situation about the racial, and they actually found that they did have a racial situation, a problem in the schools.
Yeah, well, that's an affluent neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
They want to keep it secret. They don't like to be outed publicly. Because Bloomfield Hills, it doesn't happen out here. But they're everywhere. They're everywhere. And you're not safe anywhere. Anybody that has melanin in their body needs to be on guard and aware. Everywhere.
You said anyone who has melanin. What is it? What did you say?
Melanin.
Okay.
They call them brown, black and brown people.
Mm-hmm.
There's no such thing as black. But, you know, the people that are non-white.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So now, what is the situation with the schools? We're not necessarily getting specific, but what is the situation with our schools in Detroit? Are they going to be okay? Are we going to have in-school training, school teaching, or is it going to strictly be what?
Well, let me tell you, even the teachers, everybody wants to be in school because that's the best way right now for all. Because we were thrown into virtual, teachers weren't trained properly, and you know, students, they are clever with technology, but they were not taught proper etiquette and the seriousness of being online to get your instruction. You have to be taught better.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have a teacher or a leader, somebody to show you the way, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But in our schools, as the superintendent has said on television, he needs to have a deep cleaning in our schools.
Okay.
In order for all to be safe. He is also, since the city approved it, he has satellite schools, and I don't want to call the wrong name, where parents can take their children and get them vaccinated, so all are safe.
Okay.
So they're doing a campaign during this break. All schools, our workplaces are supposed to have a deep cleaning so that the infection won't spread. Everybody is safe.
Okay.
Don't become sick.
Okay. Hold on 1 minute. Let me try. I said I was not going to do this, but let me try. Don't go anywhere for you. Man, Michelle, if something should happen to me trying to get back to you, hang up and call back, okay?
Okay.
All right. Let me try to put you on hold and see what happens here. Caller, you live? Caller, you live? There. Caller, you live? Okay, caller, I'm trying to speak to you. I'm trying to speak to you. Trying to speak to you. Okay. Michelle?
Yes.
Okay, you're back.
Okay.
Now you see, I went to the other person, but anyway, you won't worry about that. I'm not worried about this. I got you, and we'll deal with the telephone situation as it goes now. I see Mother Caller. I see you, that it says you're on the air, but apparently you can't speak or you can't hear me. But the telephone tells me that you just hung up. Okay, good. So Michelle, go ahead, please.
Okay, so our superintendent is going to try to do Friday virtual, but Monday through Thursday we're in person. And that's to give parents time if the students vaccinated. Most of your teachers are vaccinated. He reported, I forget the percentage, but most.
Mm-hmm.
And he's encouraging, and our school board is trying to decide whether the district calls for a mandatory staff vaccination.
Okay.
They are trying to campaign the parents so that your students are.
Okay. Hold on one moment again. Let's try this. Caller, you live? Caller, you live? I heard you breathe. You're live. Okay, that caller's gone. Michelle?
This is me here.
There you go. So I'm saying I heard the person breathe, so I don't know why they wouldn't say anything. But caller, when you call, if you call and you hear me talking to you or asking for the call, you got to speak. You can't just sit back and say, well, I didn't know if he was talking to me. The phone lines don't allow me to go into that. You have to speak so I can know that you're there, okay? We're going to try it again, Michelle. Hold on. Then after this caller, if I'm not able to get through calls, then I will not try to take any other calls, okay? But I'm going to try it once again. Caller, you're live. Caller, you're live. Caller, I need you to speak. I need you to speak. Okay. Michelle?
Yes.
Okay, so you see, family, it's not the phone. It's not the phone. It's not anything that I'm doing. We may have a caller that's doing Joker's Wow. So we'll move on. It happens that way. Some people play with the phones and want to find out, will he work? Is he going to answer my phone call? I don't know. Oh, he's not saying anything to me, so I'm not going to talk to him. But it's okay. Michelle, I'm concerned. I'm concerned about the political scene. How do you see the political scene? Are we supposed to just now just take it easy? The elections are just gone by. The propositions are just gone by. The ballot measures gone by.
No, we got another cycle coming up. First of all, we have to pay attention to the victors. Everybody that was able to be successful in the win. We have to pay attention to proposals that won and see how they are implemented. We have to pay attention to that. That's why I say fact check, do your study, stay vigilant, and pay attention. And now we have a new cycle coming up. I know people were, or I'll say the governor's campaign people are asking people to help collect her signature so she can get on the ballot to get reelected. So nothing is slow. Everybody's going slow.
So when you say the governor, now we're talking about the governor's, you're talking about the governor's race?
Yes, governor's race, all your state reps and senators, your Wayne County commissioners, that's coming up.
So is there any persons or anything that we should be looking to or looking forward to talking to, or anybody that is standing out of the crowd that may be starting? Or is it such that people say, they got it, it's going to pass, I'm not even worried about it?
No, you should always worry about it. You should never give away your power. You should never do that. It might be a hard battle, like going up a mountain, ice mountain to the top. It's slippery.
I'm sorry.
But you still have to fight the fight.
You said something. You mentioned about commissioners. What type of commissioners race may be coming up?
Wayne County Commissioner.
You mean like Warren Evans?
Yes, Warren Evans.
So, is that going to be a race, or will he just walk in?
Well, we don't know because we don't know who the other challenging for candidates are going to be.
Okay. Are there any other races that? Because I'm trying to find out.
Congress.
You
know, we have to wait till they finish considering the redistricting of the map to find out about that race.
Okay, so before the congressional race, they have to do the redistricting first.
Yeah.
So the folks that are in Congress now, they do not know actually what districts how the district will be drawn, so they don't know what. Do they know?
They don't. No, none of us do. You know, so on Michigan.org, and that might be the wrong one, but it's on the internet. If you can Google it, if you care, they have several maps and they will choose one. We have, maybe less now, we have 45 days to challenge those maps, how they're drawn, or to submit one if you knew how to draw a map. And so since we're not, what do they call them, stenographers or something, it's a professional term, and you would have to know the numbers of the census, which is faulty because it happens. People were scared to identify themselves and don't knock on my door because I don't want to touch it. So that's just me thinking they never did really count everyone. So now with the low numbers, you're going to redraw the map, the congressional.
So
and things are going to change.
So, and we're going to lose. We're going to lose. Are we going to lose any Congress folks?
Yes.
So somebody is not going to be a congressperson.
Or they'll be running against each other. Correct. Correct.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But at any rate, we're going to lose somebody.
Yes.
That's going to be interesting.
Yes.
Now, folks, do you know that the folks who are drawing those maps, do you know how they were selected? Do you know that those folks, you do?
Yeah, I applied to be selected.
Oh.
But they didn't select me.
Oh, well, tell us, how did that work? Because here's the deal, is that from what I followed, the folks who were selected, they could continue their jobs, but
Correct.
They could leave their jobs at any given time to go to the meetings, do what they got to do, and the job had nothing to do with it. They couldn't be fired or disciplined about not being able to come to work.
Right.
And I'm not sure if they receive a stipend as well.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
So they were above the law, per se.
Mm-hmm.
And so why would they pick? Now, you said that you applied, you were not chosen. I'd like to know, what was the criteria for the other folks to beat you out? I need to know that, please. And I think the family needs to know that.
I think, again, family and friends, because in the middle of the selection, they changed.
They changed what?
Some of the requirements.
Okay.
So, for example, if you ever had an elected position, you were disqualified.
Okay.
But that's not me.
Mm-hmm.
And what else did they want? Anything different. I would have to pull out my a copy of the application to actually be accurate.
Well, let's do this. Why do you feel that the folks that were selected, what gave them the impetus to be selected by the people that was doing, and who was selecting these folks to draw the maps?
Somebody in Lansing, who's secretary? That's Jocelyn Benson.
From Jocelyn Benson office?
Yes.
Okay. And do we know how many of those folks that were selected were black or people of color?
There's one that has been on television. I don't know the number beyond what I've seen.
So we don't have that great a representation in terms of drawing the maps?
No.
Now, the maps, you say there is multiple maps being drawn. Is that means that there is more than one option that will be presented to the people?
There are several.
And
but they get to pick which one that they want to go forward.
Okay. So they have multiple maps that they're drawing, but in the end, now they're okay, but in the end, that the people who are drawing the maps will be the one who choose the final map that will represent the people?
The commission will choose the map.
Okay, so what type of input do the people have in terms of saying that we approve of this drawing of the lines, the boundary lines here. We think that this should be redrawn or should taken into consideration, or there's none of that that's going to be happening. It's just that they show you, because I understand there was some problems.
This already happened. And they had a big meeting down at Colton Hall. They did a round robin around the state to present it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they on the news they showed some snippets of people who disagreed. And then there was someone that presented, but they have still people can present their persuasion. There's 45 days, or by now probably less than 40 days, you can present it to the commission.
Mm-hmm.
They can either take it in consideration or not, but they're the only ones that can make it.
So when we see in our community leaders, quote, that have anointed themselves as community leaders, and they're saying that they don't like the map, they don't like the way the lines are drawn, the boundaries are drawn, it doesn't matter?
They don't get to. Now, they can present a different map to the commission, and the commission could possibly choose their map. But at this point, maybe the thing that they could do is, out of the maps that were already presented,
yes,
pick the best one out of the ones that they have presented to the public.
You're talking about the commissioners.
The commission
will pick the ones they consider, the ones that they consider the best for the public, I mean for the communities, right?
Right.
So when I'm seeing all of these community leaders, quote, getting together and they're doing all this hooping and hollering and et cetera, are you saying no matter what they're saying now, it don't matter? It don't matter?
Know, you have a glass of milk and you think you should share it with somebody, you should do that before somebody come along and spill the milk. Because at that point, all you can do is stop it up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I was asking the question because this is something that what these leaders have known for a great deal of time about how this was going to work.
Exactly.
They knew what the steps were, and to sit back and wait until this particular time to go out and show your power to the people and how you're going to complain to the people, that is monarchy.
Exactly.
And that is the process where we're pointing out is that with us, we know the system, we see the system, we know what's being put in place, but we let it go ahead and get in place, and then we come across and get on the doorways and want to complain and have a protest.
Right. Why?
When
they should have been there at the selection process.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And when you have the rules, but then in the middle of the process you change the rules, should have called Tech in.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Nobody cared until they found out, for example, we're going to lose somebody. Now all of a sudden it's a problem.
But
like you say, the leaders, the people with the most knowledge that know, but they just sat back and waited, and now they want to cross up.
But that conversation was held early on before they actually started selecting the people. They talked about the fact that due to the population shift, et cetera, that it looked like you were going to we were going to lose a congressperson, depending upon how the boundaries are going to be drawn, et cetera. So it's not new.
No,
this information
they just let it go until now it's at the end of the story.
So do you think that our leaders, quote, let things happen just so that they can come across and start having some uproar so that they can flex their power or their persuasion over people at that time? We got about 2 minutes, about a minute or two.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
2 minutes, and we can bring this up next week, but really quick,
yes,
it's up to us to also pay attention. Because you're a leader by yourself when you don't educate your people.
Mm-hmm. Now, if I'm having my child, going real back, and we've got about a minute. If I have my child was not educated very well last year, last school system, last school last school term. Mm-hmm. And now we're going through this new school term, and now we're having this problem. Can I feel confident that my child is going to be a child that's going to be able to compete, being that for the last...
Yes, if they are in the Detroit public school system, yes.
Okay.
Because they have plenty of support to support the children. All the parents need is make sure that the child comes to school every day and take advantage of your tutors and your support staff who is there to help you individually and in small groups. Yes, the answer is yes. And enjoy your holiday.
Enjoy your holiday as well, Miss Michelle Broughton. We certainly appreciate you. And again, it's always a thrill and a joy whenever I have you in the studio. But again, I'll take you doing your beat by telephone, and we'll work the other phone system as time comes on. Because again, working it out, doing it like we're going to be able to do it in the future as we're moving forward on the Talk Beat Jones. I am Billy E. Jones and
Michelle Broughton. Everybody enjoy, and I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for the family.
And Miss Michelle Broughton.
Yes.
Are you loving yourself?
Yes. Everybody, love yourself, take care of yourself. There's only one you.
That's right. That's right, Michelle Broughton. We love you and we appreciate you, and we'll look back to hear from you next week, okay?
Yes, enjoy.
All right. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
And family, to you, we love you. Enjoy your holiday, but remember, make sure that you do it the right way so that you can see the day after the holiday and the years after that. Don't do the drinking to the excess where you're going to not be here. We want to have you with us in the years to come. And to the family members and the loved ones that have moved on, I gave you the moment of prayer in silence. We love you. We appreciate you, family. This is the Talk Beat Jones. I am Billy E. Jones and Michelle Broughton. Remember, every Wednesday we're live from 10 to 11 with a rebroadcast on Sundays from 8 to 9. Again, go with love, go with respect. We love you. Bye now. You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones, and I